Hi kitty cats. You can't tell I had a lot of fun with my makeup today. I was fooling around and just came up with this whole thing. But this isn't my makeup channel, so this can be talked about at another time. And today I'm going to talk about gadgets that I use in my kitchen. And yes, I know, we're in my beauty room, so like stuff is getting on my kitchen gadgets, so they'll all have to be washed. But anyways, getting back, we're going to talk about a few things that I like to use in the kitchen an awful lot. And some of them might be surprising that I use them an awful lot. And others might be like your normal standbys that most people use a lot. And this is going to be the first time I do this. I am going to make more kitchen gadget videos and more recipe videos and more tasting videos. I like to do a variety of cuisine type things on this channel. That's the idea, at least. And I know there's only like a handful of you watching me so far, but I need to work a little bit more on this channel. I know I need to put more time into it. It's a little difficult juggling two channels. I'm just starting to do this. I'm just learning. And some of you may know that I've had some health issues recently too, which has made it difficult. I've had a lot of pain, especially in my hands, but the doctors are working on it and I'm feeling pretty good today. And so I'm going to make this video finally. I've been planning to make for days, like a week, and I'm so sorry that it took me so long to get this video out. But here it is today. My teeth, I was worried there was lipstick on my teeth, so I was like, I don't feel anything. Now I don't see anything. So anyways, without further ado, let's talk about some of the things I like to use in the kitchen. And one thing, a small cookie cutter. Now this might seem like a very odd thing. Like, yes, I can make small cookies with it, but I also use it for other reasons, like to cut like little, like tiny things in the dough, a pizza dough, to put like little pieces on top of the pizza. Same thing with a pie. Sometimes I like to put little stars on top of the pie. I like to get fancy, put stars all along the edges or something. I get other shapes too. Hearts and things like that are really cutesy, like around Valentine's Day. And they're just a lot of fun. I try to use them as often as I can because it just makes things look pretty. It makes things fun. And there are other things you can do too with these. Like if you get fresh pasta, you can make like little like star-shaped pastas and fill them and make like little star-shaped like ravioli thingies. So it wouldn't be much filling in it, but just a little bit. And that'd be like super cute. It would be so cute. Anyways, and I've actually never done that, but you know what? I really want to do that now. So anyways, and then there's this, and this side would actually be a good way to measure out how much filling to put in there. In fact, yeah, I think that would be just about right. A little tiny half scoop of this in one little ravioli thing. I use these, they're melon ballers, but I use them to measure out like certain amounts of filling and stuff when I'm making things. Like raviolis or tarts or anything like that. Also, it's good as a melon baller, like what it's supposed to be. But you can find all sorts of ways to use these. I've also used them to make truffles, chocolate truffles, to get the small little chocolate truffle size that I want. And then I roll it with my hands and freeze them and the whole process. But this is a good way to just get it started with the shape that you want or the amount that you want. So this is a really useful tool. It's much more useful than people might think. They'd be like, why do I need a melon baller? Well, there you go. You just found out why you might need a melon baller. So anyways, moving on, there's this. I actually would prefer a microplane, which I'm looking for. But I also like this as well. This does have, I couldn't find it, but there's a measurement attachment that goes onto the bottom of this so that you can just grate and look to see how much you've grated if you're doing something that you need a perfect measurement. It's good for nutmeg and other things like zesting some orange or lemon. Personally, I would rather use an an orange or lemon zester, you know, that stripes. But this is good too in a pinch. And you can grate all sorts of great garlic on it, ginger. I usually grate nutmeg, dry nutmeg, and fresh ginger on it. That's usually what ends up going across this for the most part. But you could find other uses for it, as I said. It's good for doing other things in a pinch, even like garlic, you know. The next thing is this little spatula. I like the size and shape of this spatula. This one is from, I'm gonna look it up. It's from that pantry or whatever. You know, they're like Tupperware. They do the same thing Tupperware does. Like, they have parties and you can buy stuff from them. It's not Perfect Pantry. It doesn't say it on here. It just says stainless, and it has a little picture of a chicken. But I know that's where it came. Pampered Chef, not Pantry. Pampered Chef. This is where this came from. I love spatulas this size. If you can find them this size, they are perfect for frosting cupcakes. They are perfect for spreading mayonnaise on a sandwich or a sub or any sort of condiment. They're perfect for just spreading some butter on an English muffin. These things are great. They're better than a butter knife. They actually have a little bit of an edge. So you could cut something soft. You don't want to cut anything too hard because this is what happens. Which, that's really icky. And I should wash that out. But that's what happens. And it's made me sad. And I've been looking for more of these. So if you see any of this shape, size, anywhere. Because I don't know anybody that does Pampered Chef. And Pampered Chef is like extremely expensive. Like back when I got this, I had a sister that was selling it, and so it wasn't so bad to do it, but these are expensive. The next thing, well, Pampered Chef stuff's expensive. The next thing is a cookie scoop. This one's a little old. I probably could use a new one. Cookie scoop, of course, is perfect for cookies. It also is perfect for making meatballs. If you want to make uniform meatballs, if you want to make uniform cheese balls, I make these like goat cheese nut covered balls, also date balls. When I make the little date balls that I like to make at Christmas time, which didn't work out this year for some weird reason, they wouldn't form together properly. I don't know what that was about, but yeah, this is great for measuring out stuff, just like the melon baller, but this is a bigger ball than those balls. I'm talking a lot about balls. Anyways, moving on. We're going to talk about this, the peeler. You can do more than just peel vegetables with this. You can make noodles with it if you want, like long, thin sliced noodles. I've even done it with like a butternut squash, or a sweet potato, like long, thin sliced noodles. In a pinch, like, you know, there are other gadgets that will do it better probably, but this can be very useful when you want to do something quick and you don't want to be bothered with hauling out some other gadget. This can do the job. Maybe not as well, but it can do it. So it's pretty good. And of course it's great for peeling, which is what it's for. Yeah. This, the burger press, is great. Ah, what's on there? For pressing burgers. It also can be pretty good at cutting out pastry if you want a certain size pastry to make little pies. It's good for that as well. I don't know if it'd be good for anything besides those two things, but if you know of other stuff that they would be good for besides those two things, let me know, because I would love to know. I never use this part, by the way. I never use that part. It's supposed to be so that to make like stuffed burgers. Like you put the stuffing in here or something. You push this down to make like the little area and then put the stuff in. Whatever. Anyways, I just use it like this, to be honest. If I want to stuff it, I don't even use that part. Oh, it's kind of a weird part. The next thing, the orange peeler. Now, this is pretty much good for peeling any sort of citrus if you want to peel a whole citrus. A lemon, a lime, a grapefruit, an orange, tangelo, whatever. This works. How does it work, you say? It's such a weird looking thing. You put your two fingers here. I don't even sometimes do that. I kind of hold it like that. This little edge part here cuts into the orange peel, and you just peel down, or I peel all the way around. I'm sorry I don't have an orange to demonstrate. I looked in the fridge and the oranges were all gone. So you peel it like that, and then this part, if you want to use it, can just pick up the peel a little bit, and then you can peel it off with your fingers, or you can try to keep using this. I find it better to just use this to like lift up the peel just a little bit and then peel off the rest of the piece. So you're peeling it off in like little sections, and it's really, really useful rather than shoving your thumb into it, because if you shove your thumb into it, you might gouge the orange and then you get juice everywhere. And I know it's stupid. You can still do that. I just find this a useful little gadget. I've got like a bunch of them too. I bought them on Wish, and they were like 6 for like $1. They're so cheap. I mean, they're awesome. They're awesome little tools for that. And it just makes it easier. I can't explain it. It just really does. The next thing, and last thing we're going to talk about, is the Vegetiti Pro. I think that's how I say it, Vegetiti. I wanted one of these for so long, and I knew it might be something that I wouldn't use that much, but I've actually used it more than I thought that I would. I've made a lot of zucchini noodles with this, and I've also used it for summer squash and cucumber, and it's been really fun. And actually I've used it more than I thought I would. There's also a shredding part on here too, but I don't use the shredding part. I have a food processor for shredding stuff, but this is really fun for making noodles. And my daughter wants to make potato chips. There's one part that slices it into like round sort of, and you can make kind of like swirly potato chips with it. And so that's pretty cool too. So yeah, you could do a lot of different things. It comes with a recipe book that tells you about all the different stuff you can do with it. And it's really great. Now, I've got some tips for buying these things. Like I said, I bought the whole orange peeler and Wish. A lot of these things are pretty inexpensive anyways. The Vegetiti, though, might be expensive depending on where you go. I think the price has gone down a lot. Some of them can be like up to like $60 though. I've actually seen some of these for $60, not this particular brand, but I've seen ones that are really expensive. I do a lot of things to get my gadgets. I search places like Wish to see if I can get it through there. I also check Amazon prices all the time, and there's a thing you can do where you can set it up so that Amazon lets you know when prices have changed. And I'm gonna look into that. I've forgotten the name of it all of a sudden, but it's this thing you can do that does it for you. You just set it up, and then your email. The only thing is, get ready, like if you have as much stuff as I do on Amazon, get ready to get ambushed, because you'll be constantly getting like dings on your phone for your email. So you might not want to do that, or have a separate email for that is an even better idea. But it's a good way to find out about prices going down. I have so much stuff on my Amazon list. It's insane. The other thing that you can do is check out thrift stores, because people get these things as gifts and then don't use them, or sometimes they don't even open the box. It's not something they want, and they just take it to a thrift store. Also, if you're a Facebook person, Facebook has different groups, and a lot of towns have groups that are just giant yard sales. They're giant online yard sale, tag sale, whatever you want to call it. And people just put stuff up that they don't want, and you can meet them somewhere and give them the money. It's kind of odd, because a few times I felt really uncomfortable because people would be staring at me when I give somebody some money, and then they give me a package, and it's like, really, I'm not making a drug deal right now. I'm not. I'm just getting a kitchen gadget or some videos or whatever I see that that I'm getting for cheap. This I actually got through a Facebook group, and I got it for like $10, and Then I saw it in Walmart for like $22.50 or something. So it was a good deal that I got on it, and I was very happy about that. And like I said, I've used it quite a bit. So that's everything that I've got for today to talk about gadgets. And I will have another one where I talk about other gadgets that I use. But these are some common ones that I use pretty often when baking and cooking. And let me know what kind of recipes and things you'd like to see. I have talked about that before when I was on Instagram once, and I got some feedback. Pinterest recipes and crock pot recipes were a very popular thing for me to do. And I'm totally a crock pot person. So you will see more crock pot recipes and some other things too. I like to bake a lot, so I would like to show a lot of baking recipes, but I know for most people what they really want to see is just, common recipes that they're going to make, and I get that, and I am going to try and get that out there for you, because most of us are not sitting around waiting to make the elaborate chocolate cake with 5 layers with buttercream frosting, which is awesome, by the way.